Guten Tag, liebe Malta-Interessierte. Heute habe ich einen ganz besonderen Gast, den ich Ihnen vorstellen darf, Frau Jeannette Axisa, die Generaldirektorin für Transport, for the Foundation for Transport. Und Malta steht vor einer großen Herausforderung im Bereich des Transportwesens. Nämlich haben wir die Situation, dass von der fossilen Energie bis hin jetzt zur erneuerbaren grünen Energie verschiedene Bereiche des Transportwesens umgewidmet werden sollen. Und zwar sprechen wir hier gerade den öffentlichen Bereich an, das heißt das öffentliche Transportwesen. Dann haben wir die Situation der privaten Mobilität, der Luftfahrt und der Schifffahrt. And now I would like to present you Mrs. Jeannette Axisa, the General Director from Foundation for Malta. Thank you very much for having the interview with us, Jeannette. It's really a pleasure and an honor to have you here live for the German public. It's really a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone. And I thank you, Alphonse, and I thank your organization for inviting us and giving the opportunity to speak to hopefully a lot of German investors, potential German investors for Malta. And it's a pleasure. And this I will make sure that this opportunity will be used well for Malta and Germany.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's start. So, can you introduce the role of the Foundation for Transport for Malta?
Okay.
And explain a little bit to the German public?
Okay. So, the Foundation for Transport is a tiny and a recent reality. It started off in 2020 under the umbrella of His Excellency, the President of Malta. And we have 5 co-founders. We have the industry associations, so we have the Chamber of SMEs, and we have the Malta Employers Association, together with the educational institution, MCAST, what we call MCAST, Malta Enterprise, which is very active in attracting foreign investment and incentivize it. And we have also the transport regulator. And it is under the auspices of the President of Malta, so that we exclude any partisan talk. This is not about the political, but this is about the industry transiting into clean, green energy, green technologies. We will today speak about energy and application of energy in transport, but mainly we are working with employers, with entities of different sizes, private entities of different sizes, to move, to innovate, to regenerate, to train and retrain the employees, to go for green technologies.
Very good, very interesting.
And the foundation is doing a lot of work with the private industry, and this is exactly why it has been established.
So that means concrete that you, if they're coming German investors, you would help them, you would guide them, yeah?
Yes,
in a
definitely.
way.
That's one of the mission. Yes, that's one of them.
So explain the German public, what are the goals of Malta in terms of renewable energy? For example, the public transport or even the private mobility.
Okay, let me give a bit of context, Alphonse, because people in Germany would like to see numbers as well.
Yes.
Okay, so let us explain a bit about this tiny island and its challenges in numbers. So first and foremost, the size of the population of Malta is 515,000, a similar population to Hanover or Leipzig. It is very densely populated because we have 1,600 people for every 1 square kilometer. We have 751 cars for every 1,000 residents in Malta, and, listen to this, 1,200 for every 1,000 residents in Gozo. So we have more cars than people in Gozo. Yeah. So a tiny island with challenging numbers, but we need to give the context. We have 1 airport, and every year, 7 million people go through this airport. In a year's time, by 2023, we will have an airstrip in Gozo. So the mobility between the 2 islands, the 2 sister islands, will even increase. Just to give you an idea, we have a ferry running between Malta and Gozo. We have two ferries, one from Valletta, which is the capital city. The other one is from the northern part and a shorter trip, but they are all fossil fuel, run and powered by fossil fuel, not green technology. So there is room for improvement. In a number, from a numbers perspective, 6 million people transit from Malta and Gozo every year. 6 million.
That are really impressive numbers.
1.8 million cars travel between Malta and Gozo every year. So we have a tiny island, but the numbers are huge, and the challenge to go for green transport, green mobility, it's even more challenging. So, it's even more tough. And this is exactly why we are here talking to the German, potential German investors, to German companies that are ahead in technology and can find an opportunity in coming to Malta to help us to work together to solve these problems. I mean, if everyone has a diesel or petrol car, it will not be the cleanest member state in the European Union, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to give this context because people can say, you are a tiny island. What sort of problem do you have? But when you look at these numbers, because we have a lot of tourists coming over, and if you have 7 million traveling from the airport, 6 million of which go to Gozo, that means that Gozo, having 35,000 inhabitants, at any one point in time can go up to 2 million. So you can imagine the infrastructure we require to host such a big change in the population.
And that's also, I think Malta did already a commitment through the EU that, for example, Gozo needs to be completely green in 2030, and that in months.
Indeed. The government committed 3 things mainly. So Gozo is one of the 100 cities nominated to become carbon-free by 2030. So 2030 is about 87 months away. We have to be fast.
Really?
Okay, that's one. There are also the government also committed that green transport will be on top of the agenda, both at commission level, because we have dedicated 111 million in our resilience and recovery plan for transport to become green, all sorts of transport now, not just land transport, but mostly land transport. And in the Glasgow breakthroughs, which was part of the COP26, the government explicitly committed transport as the leading action milestone to be reached by Malta and Gozo to become clean by 2050. So
ambitious goals.
Very ambitious goals, and obviously the energy plan that the government has committed also with the Commission is that we have 4 units as power stations. We have an interconnector between Malta and Gozo that has been inaugurated in 2015, but in 2025 we will have a second one. So, and the second one is primarily aimed to help to give more energy, first and foremost, to the renewable projects that we would like to attract. And secondly, if we have excess energy, we can export it. So, it wasn't just a commitment to have ambitious goals, but in action, the resultant energy needed for all this has already been committed and it's being actioned right now as we speak.
I think that's going to be quite interesting for German investors. Do you know, Jeannette, if there are any funding programs available from the EU or from the state of Malta, if somebody would like to invest in Malta? Is there any aid through the country or through the EU?
Okay, so if anyone would like to follow up what the second interconnector is up to, and whether we are ahead of schedule, because it's an important tick box. It's an important tick box for investors because they don't want to come to Malta and Gozo and see that there is not sufficient energy being generated and distributed. There is a Facebook page which everyone can look at and can follow. It's Interconnect Malta. And this government organization is keeping track and informing everyone, including potential investors, of what is happening in this energy project. So the Facebook page, Interconnect Malta. Now, to come back to your question, Alphonse, there are various schemes. Green and innovative projects are on top of the list. Now, Malta and Gozo are facing the same challenges as in Europe, like, for example, inflation, like, for example, supply chain problems, increase in energy prices. But the government has already committed that he will be subsidizing as much as possible so that the companies, and now I'm talking from an industry perspective, can keep on doing their business and keep the competitivity index we have reached so far. This means that there are various initiatives going on, and I would like to highlight a few. Whoever would like to come start up and start a business and use the island of Malta and Gozo as a test base, as a prototype, there are two websites, two entities that are really working hard on it. One of our co-founders, as I said, are Malta Enterprise. And an important website to look into is www.maltaenterprise.com. There you can find a bit of background information about Malta. What do you need to do to have a company or a startup, and various incentives. There are various. You can be established and you need to go the next step to accelerate your business, but even so, they can start from the seeding of startups stage. And if you want to go from the seeding before actually developing a fully fledged limited company or partnership, please do access Startup in Malta, which is www.startinmalta.com. Something very important, you know that, and in Germany, I've been watching this, a lot of the order books to design and build vessels and to build aircraft, they are being built in hydrogen, methane, green methane, or electric. So our infrastructure, we want to keep ourselves connected to the world, to Germany and to everywhere. So we need to update our airport and our seaports so that whenever they are at sea or in air, they can still come to Malta. So there is a big drive also from the government, and this is where the Foundation for Transport would like to promote Malta, that if there are various people investing in technology, in green infrastructure, in seaports, in yacht marinas, in airports, that can host the new generation of aircrafts and seacraft, that will be of interest to us. And this is why I'm highlighting both Malta Enterprise and Startup in Malta, because obviously we are very much interested to do this sort of business. Basically, transport needs to transform itself. And this is why we are doing this interview, because we are ready to listen to ideas. We are technology takers here in Malta. So we are looking up and outreaching to people who have invested a lot in technology, like Germany.
Very good. Very good. So what I can tell you right away, that the Federal Association of Small Medium Enterprises will support in getting contacts for new technology, for green technology. So that will be a challenge. We will get investors. I'm quite sure that they will come to Malta. They will have a look, and I will introduce you to those investors. I'm very happy to do that.
Yes, I would like also to announce two important things, because you have asked me about investment. On Monday, Malta will be launching what we call the new regulations for charging pillar operators. We are asking private investors to invest in Malta in charging pillars. You know that we have a challenge that from the current 7,000 electric vehicles, we have to go up to 65,000 by 2030.
Oh,
That in 87 months. A long way to go. But we are, you know, that one of the key success factors to have these electric cars is to have a fast rollout of charging pillars. You need a charging infrastructure that can put people's mind at rest that when they want to charge, there is the facility to charge. And we are asking private investors, and the regulations are coming out officially on Monday 12th, to invest, to come over to Malta, to partner with Maltese people, with Maltese businesses if they want. If they can use us as a test base, we are an island state. And this sort of solution can be exported to other island states. Perhaps this can be very advantageous to German companies that would like to internationalize their business. So we are asking everyone to come and invest and perhaps find business partners here in Malta. And we have launched also, together with Malta Enterprise, the Malta Business Awards. So if German partners do not know any Maltese, they can find through following these business awards who is on the forefront of going innovative, of going green. I can share the website for it. It's very current and it will be September, October. So it's www.maltabusinessawards.mt. So there will be a lot of companies who will be visible, who will be awarded and nominated because of their work to go green. So I take this opportunity of, let's say, conveying this message through this interview that we need to have people who are asking us and be interested in Malta and Gozo. Obviously, Gozo can be given a priority since it's nominated to become carbon-free in 2030.
challenging. Very good. We really appreciated that. And I'm quite sure that we will get investors who would like to follow the guidelines, and which is also very important for the German investors, that they, if they don't know anything about Malta, that they can talk to us or talk to you directly, that they will find partners who are already allocating the market and who are already been in Malta successful. That is very important for those people because they need to have partners in Malta. And therefore, I would really like to say thank you for that lovely interview with you. It was a pleasure.
If I may, Alphonse, I would like to add. So this is like an offer. We can also discuss the possibility of having exchanges, business exchanges. Okay, and some people from Germany can travel to Malta or the other way around, so that they can be introduced to Malta and Gozo and the needs in a more structured manner. We can house it here at the premises of the Foundation for Transport, if you will. And this is an open opportunity, but also an open offer for us to work with you as a federation, and we can have them over in Malta.
Very good. So you mean a delegation trip from Germany to Malta?
People from Germany can come over to Malta, and we can fix them a few talks with Malta Enterprise, perhaps. Or some other, like an exchange. We can, but this is just an offer, so that we can have more structured opportunities for Malta and Gozo in transport. Obviously, because I need to talk about transport.
Of course. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. For now, I'm going to wish you a very nice weekend, and I will be back in Malta quite soon, and we will talk about it later. Yes.
Thank you very much. I thank you for this opportunity, and let's say good luck for everyone and for future business.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.